Hi guys, it's Shannon from iHeart Radio Canada. Here with Too Good. Hi, an honor for you to be here. How's it going?
Oh, good. Thank you for having me.
Of course, I've been watching your TikToks for years at this point. Yeah, so I was very excited when they said that you were coming in. And then I listened to the song.
Yeah.
What the heck?
Hey.
It's so good.
Thank you so much.
I want to know everything about it. How did the song come about? Where did the inspiration come from?
This song was actually it's so meaningful to me because it was one of the first songs that I've ever wrote by myself, and it came from when I first kind of moved to LA. This was right before I decided to move there. It was like a few days before I was supposed to head back to Canada. And we wrote this song, and I ended up moving there just out on a limb without telling any of my parents. Well, my parents. It just came from moving out there. What came with that was so much blessings and so much opportunities and so much great friendships in LA. But what also came with that was a lot of loneliness and stuff and missing home, because I feel like I lost access to the art of culture and ceremonies and people and my family and stuff. So that's kind of where the song comes from.
I find that a lot of people bring up the term loneliness when moving to LA for a lot of different reasons, and it can be really hard. And you moved there in 2020, didn't you?
Yeah.
So that's got to add that extra layer of loneliness. How is it now for you? How is it?
I'm kind of nomadic right now.
Do you find that your cup is full then when it comes to spending time with family and all of that?
Honestly, I love going home, but I can only stay there for so long. Now that I've gotten used to that LA and the hustle of it all and how fast it is, I travel really long, so now I'm really nomadic, but I'm very, very thankful for that myself, and I'm thankful that the opportunities of when I do get to go.
Yeah, totally. Then you treasure it that much more. Right?
Yeah.
I can't believe how musical your entire family is. I had an idea that you came from a musical family, but the mass amounts of family members that are involved in music is insane. The Grammy nominations in your family is insane. Can you tell me a little bit about that and growing up in a musical household?
Honestly, it was so fun growing up because it was inevitable to pick up music. My dad and his brothers, they started the first ever Grammy nominated drum group, which was Northern Cree. And my sister's a JUNO award-winning artist. My mom was in a all-girls drum group by the time where it wasn't really accepted. So we just it was so inevitable to pick up. And I'm so thankful that it was brought up around that and traditional music, because it was so fun growing up doing gigs and how I was as a family and singing at the drum with my sister and my brother and to my parents. It was so awesome. So
yeah, do you remember a point where you realized that you too had a voice, or was that just something that was always a part of?
Well, honestly, I've been singing ever since I could talk, because my parents would sit us down at the drum when we were old enough to hold a drumstick, or when we were old enough to grasp songs. But I think doing this kind of music was always at the back of my mind, and was always a dream of mine. But with the lack of awareness, you don't see a lot of Indigenous people, and you don't hear them on the radio or in the magazines or anything. So it was kind of hard to feel like it was reachable. But I feel like I really kind of felt like I could do this when I started TikTok, and when I started seeing the reaction of me doing Indigenous YRNA beats and stuff. That's when I was like, oh wait, people actually like this, and there is a space for it. So that I feel like that's when I was that's when I kind of felt like I could just did it.
Yeah, I think a lot of the response to even in your comments, a lot of people just haven't even heard it before because they haven't been exposed to anything like that. And so how does it feel for you to be the first person to introduce a lot of this to people?
No, I don't I get so nervous if people say that, because there's so many amazing Indigenous artists out there. But it's definitely it's so cool to be in a time where we're seeing a lot of Indigenous people rise. I feel like we're just at the tip of the iceberg when it comes to representation. There's so much talent out there, and there's so much beautiful stories, and I'm so thankful that I get to take part in it.
Yeah, and I can imagine with that as well comes a lot of misinformation or assumptions that people make, and you do a really good job at educating people on things. What do you feel like is a big misconception that people still have about Indigenous people?
I don't know. There's when I first moved to LA, there were so many people that believe it or not, didn't even know that we still existed and stuff. And it's so important to me, to spread that kind of awareness, because both my parents are adventure socializing. I grew up otherwise, and I see like our stories, and something I've noticed in movies, and like whenever Indigenous people are portrayed, it always has to be something tragic. It's always a really tragic story, and something that I feel like people don't see is the beauty of our culture or people. Like, we're not like, we've been through some stuff, but like we're also very resilient, and we have so much beautiful stories to be told.
Yeah, yes, I feel like you do a great job at telling that. Is it nerve-wracking putting out music already having as big of a fan base as you have?
Yeah.
Is it? Yeah, I can imagine.
People have been waiting, and they're like, it's just like that anticipation. I'm like, I just hope I don't disappoint anybody. I'm really nervous. I'm just like an anxious person all around. So
really. But you have to know that this song is like, it's gonna have its whole life on its own. I just feel like your life is gonna like even more. So get ready. Yeah. I'm like, oh, you're anxious? How about how do you feel like your life has changed the most though since starting to post on social media?
I don't know. Like when I think about like how life was before I started TikTok, it's hard to think about. Yeah, I don't know. After that, everything has changed since then.
Yeah, like so like fair. Do you have an ultimate goal? Or like where you want to be at a certain time, or the amount of Grammys you want to take home?
I was thinking that's all on the radio or something. I think that would be such a special moment.
Yeah, definitely. We'll get it on Virgin.
Yeah.
I host a show on Virgin, so we can get some more.
That'd be so sick.
Yeah. And speaking of accomplishing things, you got a record deal with somebody.
Yeah,
that's massive. Has that always been a goal that you wanted to achieve?
Yeah. Like when I was younger, it was always, like I said, it was always a dream of mine to do this kind of music and to do it with such like an amazing label such as Sony, and it's been so surreal, and I'm just so thankful for everything.
Yeah, I can. Is it hard to even process?
Yeah, sometimes like I still like I'm like, holy man, I'm like, that's crazy. Like I never would have thought like when I moved to LA that all of this would come out of it. I never thought like, because I don't know, it all started with that one TikTok, and I just never would have thought it would have taken me here.
Yeah. It's cool how life works.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Were you choosing between like a few songs for what you wanted that first song to be, or was it always Dirt Roads?
We wrote so many songs, like so many beautiful, meaningful songs, but it just made sense for this one to be the first because it really represents where this all started.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that makes a lot of sense. Sweet, Tia.
Thank
you so much for being here. It's so lovely. Can't wait to see you literally explode. Hey. So, yeah, amazing. Good to talk to you.
Thank you.